It's not a secret that with Five Nights at Freddy's being a series made by an American and blowing up in the English-speaking sphere of the internet, most of the content surrounding it is in English, especially when it comes to Nerdcore. More music in the scene is done by English-speaking people, whether they be American like JT Music, CG5 and Groundbreaking, or properly English like Dan Bull, The Stupendium, and DA Games. FNaF has always had a big presence within the English sphere from the internet, and while there is a sizable non-English section of the community, most of that is taken up by the Hispanic community. I mean, most songs from that side I've seen at least are either covers of English songs or are original songs that's sung in English, with a good example being Gato Paint, who is Chilean. But while at least the Hispanic side of the community has its own artists and songs and icons, a smaller community that no one ever seems to remember existing is the Russian FNaF fandom scene. This side of the community is huge, and no one seems to realize that it's a thing. Like, some of the songs we'll be talking about in this video have tens of millions of views, and they're purely in Russian. So I decided to take a look at this untalked about little corner of the FNaF community as I, a white American, talk to you about the Russian FNaF Fan-Song community, and specifically its two biggest creators, Sayonara Maxwell, or SayMaxWell, and MiatriSs. Also, before we start, I'm just gonna say that this video will be more analysis oriented, as I don't speak Russian, so I can't really give any insight into the community opinions on songs. Also, I will be avoiding using the "they pronounce words weird" excuse or criticism, because these are people who do not natively speak English and are trying their best despite that. We're welcome in this bitch. SayMaxWell, MiatriSs, y'all did great with the English versions of these songs. Anyways, let's start off first with SayMaxWell's music and his first three biggest hits, starting with Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is SayMaxWell's biggest hit, and honestly still is kind of a good song. Instrumentally, the song is solid, the melody and flow is actually pretty good, but the vocals are my biggest issue with this song. The robotic auto-tune voice for the vocals double with the accent to make the lyrics kind of hard to hear or understand, but for the most part, I don't think the song is bad. The funniest part to me about the song is that it starts with an English woman, and I have zero clue who this girl is. She uses 5 lines of the intro and then appears to say the FNaF 2 cannot be beaten in the bridge, and that's it. Also, he refers to Foxy as a she in this song, and I don't know if he genuinely thought Foxy was a girl or is referring to Mangle but calls them Foxy. Like, I don't know, it's just funny. I love these early era songs that get common facts about stuff wrong, because back then we didn't know any better. When FNaF 2 came out, people believed that Balloon Boy's laughs were actually made by Y.G.I.O. People thought Foxy was a girl. Some people still do, you sick freaks. I love early community songs like this. Like, sure, some things are probably lost in translation, some are a product of their time, but it doesn't weigh down the song at all. I don't know, I don't even have crazy nostalgia for this song or anything, but I just cannot hate this song. Its lyrics are dated and corny, but I can't hate this song for this. I don't know, I just like the song. Not the End is SayMaxWell's FNaF 3 song, and specifically about Springtrap. This song also features a collaboration when it comes to the instrumental with Thunder? I think I'll just refer to them as Thunder. Not the End is probably the unintentionally most funny song in this entire video. Like, this song's lyrics are really funny due to how they were translated, and it's just, I don't know, it's just really funny. The instrumental is solid, but like, some of the lyrics are really interesting. It doesn't start bad at all for the first verse and chorus, then the second verse kicks in, and who's the killer? That's a toughie. That's suspicious. Well, that beats me. Maybe it's this other lad. Oh boy, boss will sure be mad. He then ends the verse with, listen there, you guys relax. I was just messing with ya. I meant to do no harm. The way William Afton is portrayed in this song is so funny. He's portrayed as a silly prankster who didn't mean what he did, but it wraps around to being so disingenuous that you know he's just lying to save his ass. But probably the funniest part of this song, and my biggest gripe with it, is the bridge section. It's just a bunch of random lyrics from the chorus and verses stitched together, and it's pretty good, and it ends with this really creepy, distorted, oh, I sure do love my job here, which really makes you realize how sick Afton is. The instrumental calms down, so you think the song is ending, right? Like, that's the perfect spot to end it. No, chorus again, twice! And then the song ends. And when the song ends, it uses the "oh, I sure do love my job here" line, but it's a different performance of it, so instead of sounding ominous and sick like the original, it sounds like the rest of the lines in a non-serious manner. This song just goes on for an additional minute and a half. If you ended the song at the bridge, an unironically banger song. But this song goes on for so long that it drags, especially when it's just repeating the chorus. I don't hate long songs either. I'm a Sleep Token fan. I'm used to songs going on for 8 minutes on end. It's just that this song doesn't do anything else with its time, and it just makes it land on a wet dud instead of the clear ending that it did have. On one hand, I love Not the End. I think it's potentially the second best song in this video. Without a doubt, SayMaxWell's best song. But on the other hand, man, this song just leaves me disappointed at the end. A smooth ride, but a bumpy ending. To the Sister Location is the third and last SayMaxWell song we'll talk about today, and also acts as a good segue, because guess who features on this song? MiatriSs, our other subject of the video. But first, Welcome to the Sister Location is Maxwell's song about, take a while, fucking guess which game this is about. This song has an amazing flow, one of, if not the best instrumentals out of any of the songs in this video. This song is really catchy, but it does have one fatal flaw. I try giving leeway, as mentioned in the intro, when it comes to lyrics and how things are pronounced, because again, English is not their native language. But the lyrics in this song are really, really rough. Like, words are just missing from sentences at times. One of the worst examples is in Maxwell's one and only verse, where he says, "No one will know you are coward or brave," and in the bridge where MiatriSs says, "This kind of thing you'll cannot forget." Most of the time, though, the lyrics aren't this rough or bad, but those lines are a few of the particularly bad ones. Again, I don't want to give them too much flack for this, but a little double check on the lyrics would have went a long way. But other than that, this song is near perfect. Like, genuinely, this is probably the most underrated Sister Location song out there. It's short, well sung, a really good melody and instrumental. All it needed was a little boost in some of the lines, and it would have been a near flawless song. But this does mark the end of what we'll talk about from SayMaxWell today. He has a few more FNaF songs, which are either instrumental remixes or Russian-only covers of English FNaF songs. Overall, I would say SayMaxWell is pretty hit or miss. His songs are all solid, if a bit on the safer side, but they're definitely not forgettable, whether it's the lyrical roughness of Welcome to the Sister Location, the never-ending Not the End, or just, okay, maybe his Fancy Phrase 2 song is generic, but you get the point. However, the second and last artist we'll talk about today is an artist I actually do really like her original songs for. Ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays, may I introduce you to MiatriSs. Game Over, in brackets YGIO, is MiatriSs' first FNaF fan song, and out of all the songs in this video, it's probably her most iconic. Like, this song is huge, and honestly, it's deserved because this song is very good. I remember being younger and not liking this song specifically because I wanted to find DA Games' song Game Over, but found this one instead. But after listening to it, this one is 500 times better than that song. It still has its early pains. The over-reliance on auto-tune for robotic-sounding vocals does make the lyrics insanely hard to make out without the lyric video. Hell, I didn't even know what YGIO stood for until I watched the lyric video for this video and found out it stands for the last line of the bridge, "This night gifts you little bother, it's your choice, your game is over." Also, reading the lyrics of this song, I just got to ask, why does the song repeatedly say that the night guard shoots himself? I'm not kidding. After the bridge, the night guard's body is just slumped over in the music video, and all the guard art shows that he has a gun to his head. I don't know if it's just creative liberty or edgy or what, but it really struck me by surprise. Now, here's the thing. This song isn't perfect. The constant suicide mentions, some rough English here and there, and the auto-tune can make the song a bit unpleasant going back to it now. But the fact that this is probably the worst of all the MiatriSs songs should be a very good sign for the rest of her catalog. Lament Lament is MiatriSs' song about Circus Baby and features SayMaxWell for a verse on the song. The song actually has a very interesting concept behind the story it tells. It's the story of Elizabeth Afton, but in SayMaxWell's verse, he sings as William, and basically turns out that in this song, the story is that Elizabeth knew about William's crime, so he killed her on purpose to keep her silent. Elizabeth, now a circus baby, sings to you her Lament song before using the same exact thing William did to her to keep you quiet, killing you. This song has a great instrumental, which constantly moves and changes for each section of the song, but doesn't sound disjointed. Although I will say that this song has some very rough spots when it comes to the English lyrics, but again, everything else works well. And I have to give MiatriSs props here. She did a great job with her interpretation of Baby's story. The vocals are performed very solemnly, not overly emotional, but still restrained and not loud, which fits well with the vibe of the song. This song has its techno elements, but in the quiet parts it uses music boxes and pianos to fill the gaps. The song atmospherically does all the heavy lifting to the point that the kind of choppy lyrics are easy to overlook. This song does a lot by telling its story simply through the sound of it, not necessarily just what Baby is telling you. Lament is a great song, but we have one song left, and this one is my favorite song in the entire video. This is Tell Me Father.
You don't know what we've been through.
If Lament was a song about Elizabeth's story and how her father William betrayed her and how she is spiteful now because of it, then Tell Me Father is a lighter reprise of sorts. It features SayMaxWell again, this time as Henry Emily, and MiatriSs sings as Charlotte, who possesses the puppet. It's very similar structurally to Lament, a techno-oriented song, but it feels less calm. While Baby is telling this tragic and eerie story, this feels like a vent from the puppet, asking why her father abandoned her to die, and in the end, says that she forgives him and that she still loves him. It's a very tragic song, but it goes so hard. The lyrical problems from before are not as bad in the song, and MiatriSs goes all out on the vocals, being loud, high energy, and screaming while still feeling sad and upset. My favorite part especially is the ending chorus, where it gets so loud and fast-paced as she sings with all her heart and ends the song with "Come give me a hug, your daughter is your friend." This is, without a doubt, probably my favorite song in this entire video, let alone probably my favorite song about Pizzeria Simulator. This song just doesn't have any flaws. SayMaxWell's verse can be a bit hard to hear with the filter, but he's the cassette guy, it's supposed to sound recorded, and it doesn't make the lyrics hard to make out. I just love the mood, the vibe, and the story of this song so much. MiatriSs is an artist who clearly knows how to make great music while still telling stories through the sound of the music even when her lyric writing is weaker. She sings with so much more upbeat emotion and care and proves that despite differences in culture and language, music can truly translate flawlessly across the world. So that's going to be it for my retrospective of the two biggest Russian FNaF Fan-Song artists. All credits go to Sayonara Maxwell and MiatriSs. They are both incredible and talented musicians who make incredible music. As someone from the outside looking in, these songs not only hold up incredibly well, but prove that these artists can make things that transcend the language barrier. Sure, as a kid, you may not have thought about why the lyrics sounded funny or why they sang in a certain way, but now looking back, it's honestly impressive how much of a reach FNaF had. If you think that these English versions of these songs got popular, most of the original Russian versions got just as, if not more popular. This is a huge subsection of the FNaF community, and I really do hope that I did these two artists justice. I love both of their works, and they still make songs, so if you could go to their channels and check them out, that would be greatly appreciated. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, throw it to me on Ko-Fi, and even share the video if you liked it that much. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys!